Hi everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, and I know again I've had another lovely jump in subscribers, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you for coming back and watching another video of mine. So today's my weekly Flosstube update, and I hope you've got a cup of tea or a coffee and a snack, because this is going to be a longer Flosstube video than usual. I usually run to around 10 to 15 minutes, but I've been to the big stitch and I have haul. So I also have the result of the Marta Dahlig designs vote. I have been, as you can see here, I have been tallying up lots of votes. So yes, I've had quite a busy morning. So I have worked on 6 projects this week for a total of 6,200 stitches. I worked on 1 unplanned, which is when I went to the big stitch. So my rotation's a little bit out of sorts this week, but it will get back into rotation correctly next week. Having said that, the extra project is going to have extra time spent on it. So without further ado, let's get into showing you the stitching. I've got Lauren with me today, but she's having a lunch. She sat next to me, so if you do hear the sounds of food, it's because of her. Right. Okay, so first project that I have worked on. I've had trouble with this all weekend as well. Is this one? This is Night Cafe, artwork by Leonid Afremov, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm doing the supersize max colour version. Excuse my voice. I lost my voice midweek last week. It's back now, but still not 100%. Not quite sure why, but it's presumably a touch of laryngitis. So it's moved from 2.03 to 2.13% and had 1,000 stitches. Still in the top left-hand section. I'm doing this 2/1/10 stitch in my version of Needle Ninja's snake method. So I'm doing the snake method in every 10 by 10 block, and I'm working it diagonally, sort of down. So there is lots of park threads in this piece. But yeah, progress on that. Let's just pop that up there. Next one I've worked on is actually out the frame because I used the frame for another project, and it's this one. This is the Realm of Middle Earth map. This is the Tilton Crafts version. I'm working this 1/1 full cross on some 25 count fabric. It was out and stitched with me. It's off the frame, but you can still see where I've worked. I've done 1,000 stitches, 32.53 to 32.66%. So I've worked on this section here, but we're not quite at a third yet, but it's not far away. Okay, so that's that one. I'm looking forward to getting some good milestones in on these pieces. There, it is coming. Next one is this one. This is a stitching shelf, artwork by Aimee Stewart, again charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one is the regular size max colour. We've done 1,000 stitches on this one. 21.73 to 21.99%. And I've done some more filling in across, let's move the minder down, across this portion here. And I think I got to sort of around this white blob here. The squares are all complete on this row up to about here. So love it, lovely bright colours. 1/1 full cross on 25 count. And some good progress. So went to Big Stitch this weekend. I took two projects with me, one on the Saturday, one on the Sunday. My Saturday project was this one. It's Envy. Artwork, Marta Dahlig, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Number 207, as you guys know, for me. And I got in 1,000 stitches on this. About 800 during the day, which isn't bad actually. And then I did the rest, sorry, excuse my cough, when I got home. So I've done some more filling in here and carried on working down. So a little bit more of the bodice got done and some more of this green work over here. This is worked 1/1 full cross on 25 count Lugana, 33.42 to 33.83%. And I can't see if you can see it all, but I think you can. But yeah, another 1,000 stitches of progress. Now, my weekend, this was meant to be my Friday and Saturday stitch this week, and stitching shelf was meant to be my Sunday stitch, but knowing I was going to this big stitch, I switched them around. So I worked on stitching shelf at home and then worked on Envy as my Sunday stitch, thinking I wasn't going to get a huge amount done on it, but obviously I got quite a bit done. So, given that the lovely Sarah from Paine Free Crafts was there, and I've known Sarah for a long time, on the Sunday I decided to switch up my project and take along my Paine Free Crafts piece. And just to remind you, this is the one. It's Sailing Fairy, artwork by Nadia Strelkina, and this was gifted to me as a full kit by one of my lovely subscribers. So it was nice to be able to take the full kit down to the big stitch and show people what a Paine Free Crafts kit in action looks like. And also I had a chat with Sarah about what I was saying last week about the number of stitches per thread colour as well. Sarah tells me that for every kit, unless there's a specific reason for minute detail in a couple of stitches of one or other colour, that each thread colour would have no less than about 150 stitches. It's the way she charts the stitches. My Sailing Fairy has got 100 colours in it. So I'll show you where I've worked. 13.65 to 14.29% and 1,000 stitches. So I've carried on going along that way and then back this way. I got about 600 stitches done yesterday during the day, so a little bit less. And then I had this on my live stream last night and I got to 1,000 stitches. So this one's had an extra 1,000 stitches this week because it will also be coming out in normal rotation. But yeah, and it was just, like I said, really nice to be able to show people what a Paine Free Crafts kit that's being stitched up looks like. And I know that, you know, Sarah's had a few inquiries already. She sold a few kits when she was there as well, because she took down quite a lot. I can't praise it enough, really, because, you know, it's a great stitch and it's got everything I need. And I'm not messing around with half a skein, a quarter of a skein, a couple of strands of a colour, you know, which makes a huge difference. So the last piece I've worked on this week is my Focus. It's not had as many stitches this week. It's had 1,200. I was thinking about taking it to the big stitch, but then I'd have to take my master set with me. And I took the box with Envy threads in, and that was enough. So I didn't really want to take my master set because it's bigger. So the last one I've worked on is this one. This is She Sleeps, artwork by Stephanie Poyman, again charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm doing the regular size max colour, and I'm stitching this 2/1 full cross on some 20 count Aida. So I'm going to show you first of all where I've worked. and then show you the whole thing, because I've took it out of the frame as promised. So, but yeah, we are going great guns with this one. So as you can see, I've done now pretty much completed this rose, and I've been working along this side, you know, to about here. So again, lots of pinks and salmons and oranges and so on. And I've got to a milestone on this. I'm at exactly 30%. It's had 1200 stitches, 29.2 to 30%. So now the whole thing looks like that. And it looks great. Very happy with it. So my plan is carry on working across to the right hand side and then go back to the left, and I'm kind of doing it in sections. But yeah, great stitch. And I am enjoying working on it. So that's the stitching. So what do you think next, Lauren? Big stitch or the vote result?
Big stitch.
Big stitch, right, okay. So that's all the stitching. So I went to the big stitch, as you guys know, and I bought a few bits of stash, which I'm going to show you, some haul. I did get number 12, and if you were in my live stream last night, you will have had a sneak preview of that as well. Let me just have a quick drink. Warm day today. So yeah, I did get number 12, again thanks to Sarah. And when we got in there, we were all given a bag, and the bag had some goodies in it, which I'll show you. Jacob de Groot, I think his name is, or de Graaf, one or the other. Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob, was there as well. He gave a talk about antique samplers, which was quite interesting. I don't stitch samplers as a rule, but I can, let me just adjust that camera slightly. But I can see the beauty in samplers, and I can certainly see the appeal. And he brought along some examples, and it was truly a privilege, really, to see some of this work that had been done hundreds of years ago and being preserved for future generations. It's just really wonderful. But as I say, I mean, I'm not really a sampler stitcher. I'm a full coverage girl, although I do have some which are not quite full coverage. But yeah, so let me show you what was in the bag. I'll just take out my bits of haul actually, because otherwise sorry, do bear with me. Right, yes, okay. So we all got a big paper bag. We bring people together, absolutely. So I'm going to take everything out, because the paper bag's gone off rustle. Okay. So we got, as usual as ever when you do something like this, there is always some advertising, which is always welcome. One of the things is, first things is the Old Barn Stitching Co., which is Sammy's company. Sammy was one of the organisers, and as you can see on here, it's very sampler based, and red work and black work and so on. So that's that. There's some stickers, a little pack of stickers. There is a bobbin of thread, and I think it's like a pearl cotton style thread. Eleganza, wonderful speciality threads. It feels like a wool, and it's got that slight fluff to it, like a pearl cotton has as well. There was also a bobbin of bright orange with gold, and it lent itself very beautifully to Halloween stitching, so I did pass that on to somebody while we were at the event, because they would use it. Oh, drop that. There is a little page marker. It's a little tulip and wire work. It's very clever. Oh, here's the thing about the thread. Wonderful speciality threads. There's a leaflet all about them. The different kinds of threads that they do. This is quite lovely. A bobbin is a storage tin. So very handy for needles or, you know, little bits and bobs, travel aught threads, aught container, a travel aught container, something like that. And it's quite a good size. That's that. What's this? This is about the Sampler Guild, which is Linda. Sampler Guild and her information and founded in 2001, Sampler Guild is family stitches based in the UK with members worldwide. 4 main avenues of information: there's a website, a Facebook, Instagram, and there is Zoom events. Sampler Guild members get the majority of Zooms free, but non-Sampler Guild members do pay a small fee. But you can join Sampler Guild if you wish. I don't know anything about prices. What we got here? Kindred Spirit Stitches UK. So this is another sort of retreat as well, which is very nice. So stitching days, retreats, tours, Flosstubes and classes. That's that. From the lovely Mama Loves You GB. I'm not going to turn this around because there is a chart on the other side. But there is it's called a Norfolk flower, and it's a sampler style flower, and there was a discount code for her Etsy. Then another one, I'm not going to show the chart, it's on the back. This one is Hello from Liz Matthews 2024. It says, it's a square chart, and it says Stitch, Stash, Smile. And it's one of those charts that you could fill in with colours of your own choosing, so you could personalise that. Daria Makes, who was one of, here we go. My name is Daria and founder of Daria Makes brand. Have been creating accessories for needlework for 7 years. We're excited to introduce our game-changing cross-stitch products, parking bobbins. So I don't know if you can see on there, so just come at the back of it so it focuses in. If you do parking, check out Daria Makes, because you might find something up your street. So there were a couple of free charts as well. One of them is this one from the Old Barn Stitching Co., which is Sunflower Garden. And it's quite similar to the chart that Mama Loves You GB has done, in a similar sort of vein to that. Except this is a triple flower, whereas hers is a single one, I want to say. Yeah. So, yep, so there's that. And then there is a kit as well for a octagonal pin keep. So it's just like a flat octagonal pin keep, so you stitch on one side, felt on the other, and all of the bits that you need and the instructions are in the back. And this one is Haystack Stitching. Caroline Selden, who is again one of the big stitch organisers, has produced these lovely kits. And then a couple of extra bits in the bag. There's a pen, always useful, and a little jotter pad of plain paper. Again, always useful, because you just never know when you want to take down some notes. So that was all the free stuff. Now, Jacob, Modern Folk Embroidery, did also do a couple of talks, one of which was on how to stitch open hem on a sampler. And he was talking on the stage, and there was like a video going on in the background as well. I was a little far away to see, but to be fair, I do much prefer learning from something like this because it's got photographs and step-by-step instructions. So, and I don't see any reason why this hem technique won't work, because you're talking about this little bit here. I don't see why that wouldn't work for, you know, any of my full coverage that I don't want to frame, that I want to make into a hanging. So I was quite interested in that. But again, it's something that I will look at. We're going to get a link to the video apparently as well. So, and then the other talk that he did was about Frisian letters. And again, you know, to Jacob's credit, 2 really detailed booklets with images and text in it. Very simple, easy step-by-step instructions. Can't fault it. So, and again, there was, he was on the stage with that one, but a little bit too far away. But again, I'll look in my own time. There was another lady there who was talking. Her name was Tony Buckley, and she was talking about historic black work. And that's something that's always interested me. I love black work, and I can actually remember doing a little bit of a talk about it at work, not in my current job, in my last job. And she put together some kits, and she only had literally a handful, and I was very lucky to get one. And it's obviously, that's a Tudor rose that's on there, but her name is Tony Buckby. If you can see that there, she does have an Instagram as well. So if you're interested in black work or that kind of thing, check out her Instagram, and I think it's Facebook, website tonybuckby.com, website blackworkembroidery.org, email hello@tonybuckby.com, and then Instagram Tony Buckby. And she was such a lovely lady and local as well, and her sense of humour was right up my street. And I had a chat with her, and she was a lovely lady. So I was so pleased to snag one of these kits. It is a very small thread count. It's 40 count even weave that she's given me in this kit. There's some tapestry needles, embroidery cotton and specialist cotton as well. And, you know, the pattern and everything's in here. So it doesn't look like much, but this is, for me, is probably one of the best things that I came across, because black work is something that I do enjoy. So, table gifts. A couple of the ladies on our table very kindly bought us gifts, one of which was Shirley. Hi Shirley, if you're watching. And I got a needle case, felt inner, and it's got some cats on the outside. So that's fantastic, because I've got needles everywhere and I can keep them in one place. And then Michelle also gave us all a little Biscornu pin key, double-sided. And yeah, I mean, these, she got them in all kinds of different colours. They were, you know, I mean, I got this, it's like a bluey purple variegated thread, and it's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So thank you very much indeed, ladies. There was a freebie table, and I did go and have a look, and I found this little thing, which is a cross-stitch Christmas tree that maybe Lauren might want to have a go at, because that's dead easy. What do you think?
Maybe.
Little Christmas tree which I plan on making into an ornament for the Christmas tree. I had a little moat around the vendor area, and Michelle had a stall with bags and project bags. So this side's a little bit sore today, you might notice it's a touch swollen. She had a stall with bags and needle minders and scissor fobs and all kinds of other good stuff. One of which that I got was one of these. It's a pop-up oat container. I'm already christening it. So, yeah, put all my threads in it. And Andy says, it'll be a bit of a better thing than that horrible old bag you've got. So I've got that, and then I said, well, there's a different kind. I could have one for home and one for work, because I take my stitching into work on a Tuesday, and usually I leave the sofa with at least one thread. So then I went to Andrea Bowen's Bags, and I got one of these alt catchers as well, which will just sit on the table. Hannah decided to do that. Second I brought it home, she thought it was a hat. So I have now 2 alt containers. They weren't very much, they were about maybe £4 or £5 each, very little in the grand scheme of things. Also from Michelle, she had a display where it was full of needle minders, and the fronts of the needle minders had been donated to her or from people who attend a local scout group, parents of children who attend a scout group. And what she's done is, it's absolutely wonderful, she's made needle minders out of these, and any profit is donated back to the scout group. So I was, of course, very pleased to support that, and I did by way of excuse me, 2 needle minders, one of which is a white rose, and then the other is a groovy cat. So I've got 2 needle minders, and then I got a scissor fob from her as well, which has a dragonfly charm, but also on the fob itself I have a needle for unpicking if need be, or tucking, and a needle threader, all hanging from a heart-shaped claw clasp. So that's those. I went round and had a look at Corrie's little shop. I think it was Corrie's little shop. And I wanted some scissors. I wanted 2 pairs, one for at home and one for in the office. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen and noticed my unicorn holographic scissors. I can't find them. They have disappeared literally into thin air. Nobody's moved them, they've just gone walkies. So
they're probably going to turn up when you least expect them, in the most obvious place.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just went ahead. I figured while I was at the retreat, I could just go ahead and buy 2 new sets. So this is my set for taking into the office. They're about 3 inches, and they've got a slight curved tip on them as well. So that's the ones I'm going to take with me when I go into the office. And then I have these for at home. What do we not do with these scissors, Lauren? What do we not use them for?
Opening nail glue.
Correct, opening nail glue. I was talking to the ladies on the stall about Lauren and nail glue, and they're surprised that she's still breathing. So
they're surprised, I am.
It's ever so slightly holographic, and they're just a little bit fancy, and they're a bit longer than the others. These are about 4 inches, but these were only £7. Absolute bargain, and they're a nice weight. And I was like, there to try and see what it feels like in my hand. You know, when you buy scissors, you have to see what they feel like. I was like, yeah, I have those. So I got those. I went to see Sarah, and this is where main bulk of my spending went. I bought a 280mm Nerge hoop, and I have to say I have fallen in love with that Nerge hoop. It's absolutely fantastic. I have used it 2 or 3 times now on different projects, and I'm very happy with it. I may be ordering some more Nerges. She also had some stitching journals, and these were done by Eileen up at Thread Pickers. Thread Pickers do silks, and these are they've got spaces that you can put photographs in. I've got stitching logs, dates, hours, the amount of stitches. You know, like if you were doing something like a stitch around, you know, the Olympic stitch along where you have to do, you know, a certain amount of stitches and you need to log it for a Facebook game, for example. This is absolutely perfect for it. So, and it's quite thick as well. Got a good number of pages in it. It's got some notes at the back. It's got yearly goals, lists, fabric list, thread lists. You know, you can, there's so much in these pages. I was like, yeah, I have to have one of those. I like a notebook. And then the last thing I got was start number 12. So Sarah brought down some kits with her. Now this one, it will be worked from paper. There are no digital charts for this. I'm pretty sure that it's only kit form or maybe pattern, I'm not sure. You'd have to reach out to Sarah to know for sure. I'm not 100% and I don't want to say the wrong thing. But I know a couple of people who saw this on my live stream last night, went to have a look. So a cat's been sat on me and I'm covered in cat hair. They went to have a look on the website and they couldn't see it in PDF form. But it is called Ice Dragon. Don't ask me to butcher the names, but I'll take it out of the packet in a minute. So it's a full kit. It cost me £45. Designed by, let me try it, Nadia Gavrilenkova, and the artwork is by Tatiana, I can say that, Verkhovskaya. So, as you can see, it's a winter scene. It's vaguely, to me, shaped like an Easter egg. Moon at the top, trees, and then there's a dragon snaking through the trees. So, as I said, open the bag. It's a paper chart. I'm sure Sarah won't mind me showing this. So, paper chart in a separate packet of bits. Oh, sorry. I know some of you don't like that.
What?
Rustling.
If you got a rustle,
There you go. That's better, isn't it, when it's out of the paper? So, how many pages? Oh, it's a full colour chart. There's a black and white version and a colour version in this pack. I'm not showing you, you know, so full colour, black and white. Not a full coverage. It does have back stitch in it. There are 15, I think I counted last night, I think there's about 15 colours. And there is some speciality thread as well. So, where is it? This lady, Nadia Gavrilenkova, does have an Etsy shop as well, but Sarah does kit it up. So, let me just put this back away safely because I don't want the pattern to get damaged. First time I've opened that. And, you know, there's instructions and everything in there, and it is complete. So I've got floss cards. There is a gap there for blended colours, and there's some gaps on that one for blended colours, so that when you've blended them together you've got somewhere to park thread that you're not using, which is super handy. And then 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17 colours, and then there are 4 blends. And as you can see, they're greys and blues. So there's also some treasure braid. This one is PB10. I've seen this stitch because Sarah stitched it and she brought it down for framing, and she'd used some blue treasure braid in it which looked wonderful. And then some fabric which is 28 count navy. It looks very black to me, but I'm sure it's navy even weave. Project bag, and in that is a spare skein of blank. And then, as ever with Sarah, you get a little packet, and in the packet is a chocolate which Andy put to bed last night. There's a John James needle and a Paine Free Crafts needle minder. That's a kitty cat on it. So I have number 12 for next year, so that's great. Let me just pop these back in the packet. And of course all Sarah's kits come in one of these lovely bags with handles in it, which is perfect. So start number 12 is not quite a full coverage, but it isn't far away. Anyway, so the last thing I want to talk about is start number 11. Although it's not going to be the final order, but there you go. So a couple of weeks ago in my Flosstube and last week in my Flosstube, plus on Instagram, I asked you guys to take a look at some patterns. I had 7 Marta Dahligs for you guys to choose from. And I'm really sorry because I know some of you did have a real tough time deciding. And what I said to you guys was, pick up to 3. I don't mind if you vote more than once on each video, once on Instagram, that kind of thing. But pick up to 3 of the Marta Dahligs that you like. So I'm just going to show you them all again, and then I'll tell you which one won. So the first one was Pandora. Sorry, you're getting some horrible reflection. My mantelpiece, which is covered in stuff. The second one was Andromeda. The third one was Bubbles. Lauren's scooted off upstairs now. The fourth one was Captive. The fifth one was Firefly. The sixth one was Ophelia. No, I always get this with this one. It doesn't like to. There we go. And the seventh one was Reflections. So I had quite a lot of fun watching these comments come in, and I was like, oh, I can see which one's winning. And then it got to a point that I couldn't see which one was winning because it seemed to be kind of in fits and starts, really. People were like, oh, I like this one, and then a whole bunch of people liked it, and then a whole bunch of people then turn on to the next. So in reverse order. So the one that came in at the bottom of the pile with 11 votes was Firefly. The next one with 19 votes was Bubbles. The next one with 20 votes was Andromeda. The next one with 42 votes, quite a jump, was Captive. So there are 3 left. There's Pandora, Reflections and Ophelia. So in third place came Ophelia with 47 votes. In second place came Reflections with 50 votes. And then the runaway winner we had was Pandora, and Pandora had 67 votes. So that is the piece I will start next year. So I now have a full 12. I have my 9 Gecko Rouge pieces, a Tilton Crafts, a Marta Dahlig, and the Ice Dragon, the Paine Free Crafts kit, Nadia Thingy. And we call her Nadia Thingy, I think, because I can't pronounce that second name. So I now have my full 12. So all of you that have voted between here and Instagram, thank you very much. That has been super fun. I've been able to, you know, now get my lineup sorted out. So plan, this week I'm off work. I do need to go and have a look through all of my cone collection and sort out exactly what I've got and christen this book, because there's a threads part. I am going to film a video showing all of my 12 new starts for next year. So if any of you want to join in and purchase something, or either like it or a smaller version of it, or, you know, from the same company or same artist or whatever, you know, by all means, you've got the time to sort of do it, because we've got, well, we're just about coming into August, aren't we? So August, September, October, November, December. You kind of got 5 full months. So yeah, I will be doing a video with all of those on, so you guys can have a proper look. The only thing I haven't got is a mock-up for the Gecko Rouge freebie. So I'm going to email Glenn, I think, and see if he can send me one. Because my pattern keeper didn't like it, even though it's got the DMC colours. I don't know why, but there we go. Other news this week: weight loss. I was down 2 pounds this week, so 6 stone 9 pounds down. When I was at the Big Stitch, there was some lovely food knocking about, and rather handy, there was some food that was suitable for me to eat as well. Although I did have a couple of treats, but heck, it's one weekend. And the Big Stitch was awesome. I met so many wonderful people. I sat on a table with some lovely ladies. It was a room of 250 people where you instantly had something in common with somebody in that room, and you could literally go and talk to any person and be there for ages, because you just had so much to talk about. It was really was lovely. And you'd think that with 250 people it would be like a cacophony of noise, but actually it wasn't. It was just so nice, and we all thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. And the good news is there will be a Big Stitch in 2026. So if you've seen what I've put out about it and what others have put out about it, and you're considering it, my advice would be do it, but get in early. Because I have a feeling that next year, or next time, there will be a wait list pretty much instantly. So that is all I've got for you today, apart from to tell you what's coming up this week on the channel. So there will be a music stitch with me. That will have the Lord of the Rings stained glass. Sailing Fairy will also be out on a stitch with me, and that will be with chat. I'll be working on Daughter of the Deep for Friday and Saturday, and then my Sunday stitch this week will be Night Cafe, and that is set in stone. There is no plans to change what I'm stitching this week. I have got a model stitch, so I probably won't do quite as much as anticipated on She Sleeps, because I do need to get on with this model. I've had it for a week now, but with having like the Big Stitch, and wasn't well last week with losing my voice and what have you. And I did a lot of overtime as well, and time kind of ran away with me, you know, and it was just ridiculous. But anyway, time's running away with me on this video because we're 45 minutes in. But all that's left really is usual reminders. We're just about coming up to the beginning of the month, so I'll say it on this video because I'm going to start doing it on my first video of the month, even though it's not quite the 1st of August, it's near as damn it. Thank you very much to everybody who was liked, who was subscribed, and who has left comments. It helps me enormously as a content creator to get what I do out there. Thanks especially to those of you that have subscribed from meeting me at the Big Stitch, and thank you to everybody who has also subscribed to my Instagram. I hit 1,000 followers on there last weekend, so 2 thumbs up. Thank you very much. my video is solely supported by you guys watching the content. So I know that some of them are a little bit longer, some of them are not. I do have adverts in my videos, certainly with the Stitch With Me's. If I left it to YouTube to put in the adverts, they would put in something like 24 sets of adverts in an hour-and-a-half video, which to me is absolutely unacceptable. So I've reduced that down to one advert every 10 minutes, which on an hour-and-a-half video works out at 8 adverts. I don't expect everybody to watch every single advert, but by having it in every 10 minutes, it gives you a moment just to have a little moment of a breather. And, you know, if you do sort of, you know, get up, move away and then come back, you're not missing an awful lot. If you can let adverts run when they are short in length, it's much appreciated, because it does help my revenue and it helps me to go to things like the Big Stitch. If I wasn't doing this, you guys watching the videos, I wouldn't have been able to have gone this weekend. So yeah, so I do have adverts, but I don't do buy me a coffee or anything like that. I don't have the super thanks button activated either. It's just simply by you watching. It's really, really important to me that you guys watch. As much as it is for me to keep making the content for you, it's part of my everyday life now that most days I'm doing something related to YouTube. So thank you all so very, very much, and keep watching. The only other one little announcement that I do want to make, I promised her that I would say something, is Karen the Needlebug, my lovely friend. She is almost finished on Fred, on her stocking, and she plans to do a live finish. I think it's on, yes, it is on Saturday the 3rd, and on UK time it's 6:30 p.m. If you go to my community tab and go find the post, if you click on the video, click on notify me, you'll get a notification when she goes live. But yeah, if we can all just give Karen that support. She's been working on Fred for a while now and has really, really worked very hard in this last month or so to get him finished. And I, for one, will absolutely be cheering her on. So please, please do. If you've got that time at 6:30 on Saturday, just pop in and say hi to Karen. So I will be back live stream Wednesdays and Sundays at 7:30 p.m. UK time every week. Stitch With Me's Thursday and Saturday, and my regular Flosstube will be next Tuesday. But I'm almost at 50 minutes of this video. I desperately need a drink.
50-minute Flosstube?
50-minute Flosstube. I desperately need a drink, so I'm going to go. But thank you all so much for watching, and especially if you got this far, you are an absolute hero. So take care, everybody. Happy stitching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.